Hello and welcome to the White Dog Garage YouTube channel. My name is Bob. This is the second part of a two-part series on bringing this bench drill back into use in the garage. It was retired about 10 years ago. It still worked when it retired, but it was badly in need of a bit of rejuvenation, and that's what part one basically focused on. Part two is going to focus on the actual building up and reinstallation of the bench drill. It doesn't go all smoothly, unfortunately, and you'll have to watch just see where it goes bad for me. But it's up and working now. I'm very pleased to have it back in the garage doing the job it was built to do some 60 or 70 years ago. I hope you enjoy. The big moment has finally arrived. All the parts have been painted, all set to roll, motor's ready. This is where it's going approximately, and I've got an engine crane to do the heavy lifting. My first job is to fit the drill base to the stand. I'm putting a sheet of plywood between the base and the stand. This will act as a cushion to absorb any of the stresses between the cast iron base and the mild steel frame. To avoid marking the paint, I'm using a rubber hammer to bludgeon the heavy base into position. Off camera, I have spotted and drilled the holes for the mounting bolts in the plywood and the stand top. When I made the stand, I didn't realise the holes in the base were not in line front to back, which means the rear bolt holes are only in the plywood. I'm overcoming this by using square washers that will grip the frame on one side and the plywood on the other, and with steel spacers between the wood and the washer to even up the loading side to side. The front bolts go directly through the steel frame. Next I fit and lower the table mount over the post, and it is on to fitting the head unit. The head is the heaviest part of the press and difficult to manoeuvre due to its weight, so I'm using the engine crane to lift it above the drill post and lower it into position. I do end up lifting the head the last little bit to get it to drop over the post. Next I fit the mounting bolts and get ready to align the head with the base. To do this, I have fitted a plumb bob to the centre of the drill chuck, and I will use it to align the head with the base. Give me a point of reference. I'm going to do diagonals across the base here. And of course I haven't got a true square. Joys of having a imperial rule on a machine that was made to imperial dimensions is that when you measure here, you know it's 1.5 inches rather than a metric equivalent. I'll try that again. because I actually want the diagonals for the square. So that's our new reference cross. Hold it out. One bolt steady. It's not quite centre there anyhow. Pretty good. And with that done, I will tighten up the bolts holding the head in place. Here I'm fitting the pulley guard to the drill motor. This is followed by the motor mount, which will be used to attach it to the drill head. The motor is another heavy unit. Nevertheless, I am lifting it into position and also fitting the lock screws that will pin the slide shafts when I tension the V-belt. But first I'll move the stand and drill back to its final position so that I can bolt it to the floor. Here I am using a straight edge to align the side of the stand with the side of the brick pillar behind. At the same time, I've also ensured that there is enough distance at the back of the drill press to both tension and, if need be, remove the motor. I also check the opening of both garage doors to ensure that there is plenty of clearance for them to open on either side of the drill. Here I am fitting the depth stop gauge to the head. You may have noticed that the spindle shaft does not return all the way to the top. This is because I have partially released the return spring so that I can fit the depth stop and do other adjustments on it. Finally, I am up to fitting the V-belt. It is a new V-belt, so it has very little give in it, and I have a fight to get it mounted over both the pulleys. Next, I adjust the motor's vertical position and tighten up the 4 mounting bolts. I then use a lever to tension the V-belt and then tighten up the lock screws on the mount slides to hold it in position. I complete the drive setup by refitting the spindle top bearing assembly, which I have cleaned and repacked with grease off camera. The garage floor is not level, and I have used pieces of fibre cement to pack the base to bring it level. With it finally level, I drill holes in the concrete floor and fit anchor bolts to secure the stand base. Now it is on to the drill table. I feel something is wrong. When I fit the clamp bolt, it just doesn't feel right. a bugger, I fitted the table mount upside down. So it is back with the engine crane to lift the head back off. And I find the crane is in the wrong position and then have to move it to a position where I can get maximum lift off the post, as I cannot lift the motor and the head unit as one piece, and I don't want to disturb it by pulling it apart if I can. I turn the table mount over, do a quick check to confirm the orientation is finally right, and carry on. Once again, I position the head, check the alignment with the base, and finally do up the mounting bolts for hopefully the last time. Then it is on to the table fit up. Here I've fitted a straight shaft to the drill chuck, and with the table directly below it, I'm adjusting the table so that it is square to the shaft. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I'd welcome a thumbs up, and please share it amongst your friends. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd welcome your subscription, and if you do, don't forget to ding the bell so that you're reminded every time a new video comes out. I post about every fortnight, so it shouldn't be too long before the next one comes along. Thank you again.